What's good, everybody? It's your boy Ropes. I got this brown paper bag from the 99-cent store. And I said, you know what, let me put this motherfucker to use. Trees is being cut down for this shit, so I don't want to put it to waste. So I'm going to call this bag the bag of bullshit. And I'm going to be placing some of Manny Pacquiao's excuses leading up into his fights in the fucking bag. Because if you guys haven't noticed a pattern by now, is that there's always some type of excuse. There's like a excuse storyline put in place for Manny Pacquiao every time there's a fight. There's always some major dramatic change in Pacquiao's life that affected him before the fights, and this is why he hasn't been looking spectacular in his performances. So the first thing that I'm going to put into this bag of bullshit, Manny Pacquiao has been going around saying that the reason why he didn't finish Timothy Bradley in the first fight was because he was being a nice guy. You know, he had a poor, wounded, crippled Timothy Bradley in front of him, and out of the kindness of his heart, he let Timothy Bradley survive because he didn't want to hurt him because he was being a nice guy. Let's go ahead and place that shit into the bag. You know, that's a bunch of bullshit because Manny Pacquiao was trying to knock Timothy Bradley the fuck out. He was aggressive in that fight. This is why Timothy Bradley ended up rolling over onto the only good ankle that he showed up into the fight with, because he was trying to get away from Manny Pacquiao's onslaught. Manny Pacquiao didn't look like a little piece of a nice guy that night. He looked completely sugar-free to me, and that's why that bullshit is in that bullshit bag. Okay? Now, moving on into the next thing that's going into the bag. You guys remember, I think it was the day of the Pacquiao-Marquez 3 fight. They reported that Manny Pacquiao was involved in a several-car collision, which I think he had pain in his calf from this collision. And this all happened on his way to the arena. Go ahead and place that into the bag. That's something that they came up with just as an excuse to set up just in case they lost, in which they did, which brings me to the next thing that's going into the bag. Manny Pacquiao has said that he really does believe that he won the third fight against Juan Manuel Marquez. Go ahead and place that into the bag. You know that's bullshit. You saw the look on your face after the final bell. He walked back to his corner with his head low in defeat. And this is why he acts so surprised when he realized that they actually went ahead and robbed blatantly Marquez in front of everybody. He couldn't believe that it actually happened. So he was extra happy, and that's why he got hit in the head with that plastic water bottle. So that bullshit is in the bag. I don't want to see that shit ever again. What else can we place into this bag? Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Manny Pacquiao says that the reason why he lost to Eric Morales in the first fight was because they took blood from him the same day of the fight and it drained him. Go ahead and place that shit into the bag. We all know good and well you just got outboxed. Take your loss like a man and stop coming up with an excuse every time you lose a fight or you don't look spectacular in a fight. Okay, he's getting old. Okay, what else can we place in the bag? Oh yeah. This leg cramping, man. I'm so sick of hearing about Manny Pacquiao having cramps during a fight. Okay, it's either something that he's doing wrong or they're making this shit up. I don't know what it is, but I'm tired of hearing about the leg cramping. Let's go ahead and place that shit in the bag right now. I don't ever want to hear that damn excuse again. Okay, that shit is pathetic. All right. What else can we place into this bag? Let's see here. Manny Pacquiao says that he has always, 100% without a doubt, been a clean fighter. That shit is heavy. All right, the next fucking thing that's going into the bag. Let's see. Let us think. Manny Pacquiao, I forget which fight this was going into, but they had this whole storyline excuse about how he's now a religious man. And I'm going to go ahead and place that into the bag right now because that was the same storyline that Manny Pacquiao always had. He was always supposed to be super religious, but for this particular fight, I guess he was extra ultra religious this time. And they weren't sure if Manny Pacquiao, because of his newfound faith, was going to still have the killer instinct that he once had. That was a bullshit fucking excuse that they set up just in case he lost. Okay? And while we're at it, let me just go ahead and throw this into the bag as well. Manny Pacquiao believes that he won all of the fights, except for the last one, of course, that he got knocked out in. But he feels like he won every other fight that he had with Marquez. Go ahead and place that into the bag right there. Because he knows that he could have very well lost every one of those fucking fights. So, this is part one. I'm sure there'll be another part two. I'm sure some other bullshit will come up. So before I leave, I'll just give you one more because I'm going to save the rest of them for part two. Because I'm going to see what excuses that are going to come up leading up into this rematch with Bradley because they're coming. Something is coming. I mean, they already have one in the bag already about how he was being a nice guy. He's not going to be a nice guy this time around. So that one's already in the bag, but there's going to be more. But here's the last thing I'm going to put in the bag just to close the video off and seal it off and shit. Manny Pacquiao has been saying that he's willing to do whatever it takes to make a fight with Floyd Mayweather.